Hey guys, welcome back. I know it's late. I'm sorry. It's been a busy few days. I don't know if you checked the community section, but I've been putting notes in there, been trying to winterize chicken coop and yada yada. So it's been kind of warm, taking advantage of it. I'm sorry it's late, but we are still here. And without further ado, this is for your entertainment purposes only. And I'm so glad you're here. Let's get to it. Starting with the smelly jar.
Every nasty thing I could find into this jar from roadkill to poop just to see what would happen. I'm finally pouring all the contents of the old jar into a new jar. After all this time, I call it my stink jar. I'm trying to make the smelliest smell ever. What nasty thing should I add to the jar next?
Yourself? I don't know. What? This is this is probably one of those things that just starts out as doing something weird and it just goes too far. And now it's become an entity on its own with its own TikTok account and people with opinions. It's crazy. And there's one more on this because I just had to. I had to put this in here. It was also on the smelly jar, which thanks for your FYP for putting that in my face. I definitely appreciate it. But I had to just put this out here to tell you, anybody who's watching, this is not cool and not something we should normalize. Please don't. Please don't stop using trash cans. That's awful. Please don't stop flushing your toilets. Have respect for yourself and your family. Unless your toilet is broken, but that's a temporary issue. And of course, I have no judgments, but it's my opinion that we should not be normalizing less self-care. That's all. What do you guys think? Have you heard about the Smelly Jar 1 account? Guys.
Why is nobody talking about the fact that this man is a real-life vampire? This is Bryan Johnson, and he's the first human alive to ever reverse his own biological age. Pay close attention in this video because he reveals how he did it.
At $2 million a year, a life like this is out of reach for almost everyone.
And this is what I take on a daily basis of supplements. It's alphabetized, and we have a year's supply of everything we do.
It's part of his quest to live forever, which he believes may happen in our lifetime.
He then goes on to talk about every single supplement he takes, so I did some research to find out if any of them have real anti-aging benefits. That's when I came across this man. His name is Chuando Tan, and he is literally 58 years old. He is a celebrity in his country for looking so young at 58 years old. I figured him and Bryan Johnson have to have something in common, so I did some research and found something crazy. It turns out Chuando Tan takes something that Bryan Johnson also takes. It's actually an extremely potent extract from a plant dating back to the year 2000 BC. First discovered in northern India, this plant is known as the moringa tree, and it's said to have 87 of the nutrients that the human body needs. It turns out that it's extremely common for rich people and celebrities to use this to stay youthful. After finding out that both Bryan Johnson and Chuando Tan take this, I wanted to get some for myself to do some research, and then I found out that a bunch of brands add filler ingredients to their product to make it not authentic. After some extensive research, I was finally able to find this one that has 100% pure moringa aloe leaf extract, 800 milligrams. This stuff was EMP certified and third-party lab tested.
Yada yada. I didn't know there was an ad or whatever on the end. But the first part was... So I know a little more about this guy. I'm pretty sure he takes blood transfusions of his son's blood. And that's part of his little regimen here. Not to mention the hundreds of pills he takes every day. Ugh. Just, would you guys do this if you knew that it could make you live longer? Maybe not forever. I doubt this guy is going to live forever taking all these pills. But if you knew that taking 300 pills and harvesting blood from your child would, leave a little spark in there for a while, would you do it? Hey there, just a super quick reminder that I make these videos every single day, Monday through Sunday. So if you're enjoying them, come on back tomorrow if you want to watch some more with me. I also want to say thank you so much to everybody who's subscribed. It's amazing. I checked a little bit earlier and I believe it was at 75 subscribers. So just thank you. I don't know what to say, but thank you so much. I'm so excited to have you here and I can't wait to watch thousands more videos with you. So onward. Yes. Thank you. I mean, okay, a lot of these that keep coming out. Do you believe it, or is this, I mean, I don't know. It's crazy. It's all so tragic. And I hope to God it is not true that anybody's an actor in these situations, because I mean, it's pretty darn low.
YouTube prank at Walmart is triggering outrage today. A
Speaking of low,
YouTube star named Lauren Love pretended she was the CEO of Walmart on an inspection tour. Then she casually strolled around the store and fired one worker after another.
Today you're supposed to be stocking, and it looks like you're not doing that, so I think I'm gonna have to fire you. Take off your jacket, take off this clip.
The man is stunned. Here's another victim.
I'm gonna have to take your badge and your jacket from you. You're fired. And I don't appreciate the way you're working, so I'm gonna need to see your badge and your vest. You're fired.
When the woman started sobbing, the prankster finally revealed it was a joke.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to make you cry. You're not fired. You're not fired. I'm sorry.
Maria.
it's disgusting. The way that she was like smiling and laughing as this lady was breaking down. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I totally didn't make you to like want to cry or anything. Like, that's infuriating. This woman deserves her Walmart ban. She deserves more than that.
A former professor from the Philippines says she felt humiliated.
I don't think it's good to play on someone else's emotion.
Walmart says going forward, the pranksters are banned from entering a Walmart ever again.
Good. Good. That's just terrible. That poor woman. Jerks. Don't be a jerk.
Documentary has me so freaked out, I was tearing up. This is like the real life version of the Blair Witch. I don't know how else to describe it. In 2017, an outdoor enthusiast named Gary Hinge went missing in northern Nevada. One of the largest searches in Nevada took place, and what they found was not Gary, but something very sinister. If you love documentaries, make sure to hit follow because I post daily and you'll never have to search for something to watch. Eventually, they discover Gary's truck, and after doing forensics on it, they find a second set of fingerprints. They also find a set of bare footprints outside the truck. After calling off the search, they discover Gary's blog, which was documenting all of his travels in the woods. And I don't want to tell you guys any more because there's stuff on that blog that is really freaky. All I'm going to say is that something unexplainable was happening to Gary when he was camping. Now he's nowhere to be found. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments.
Has anyone seen this documentary? These sorts of things always intrigue me. I think a lot of times bear get them, or wildlife, and you're not gonna find a body like that, especially if it's a big animal. Same with the ocean. Those boating accidents where people go missing, like, it's so terrible, but it's true. I don't know. It's crazy. But let me know if you've seen that. I'm interested.
Do Ariana Grande and Cynthia look like this? This is not method acting. Don't let anyone tell you this is method acting, because there was nothing in this movie that should let them look like this. Thousands of videos suddenly went viral claiming that Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo are looking vastly eerie in their before and afters. They look like they are being, deprived of something. This reminds me of Judy Garland from the first movie, The Wizard of Oz. Judy Garland was told by executives that she looked like a fat little pig with pigtails and was encouraged to smoke 80 cigarettes a day. Even more horrifying is that the studio gave her stimulants and sleeping pills to keep her energized and working, ultimately leading to her death from various complications. And
I'm pretty sure that complication that led to her death was an overdose. So
Now, many believe history is repeating itself. Cynthia was actually very fit before and had never appeared this haggard. As for Ariana, this time she looks alarmingly thin. There are even blind items claiming that Ariana has fainted multiple times due to refusing to eat. I don't know what happened on set, but it feels like something serious that needs investigating. People are starting to speculate whether this movie is cursed. Does anyone remember when they said someone was in the tree in the background of The Wizard of Oz?
Yes. Do you guys remember that? I guess it could be cursed. I think that Ariana Grande has been losing weight for a while. I mean, I don't follow that much. Just if something pops up somewhere, I see it. But I mean, I've gotten the impression that she has struggled with that sort of thing. And maybe they became friends and it's kind of, I don't know. I mean, I can help you lose weight. I'll show you how I do it or whatever. I don't know. They definitely, the best way that I think it could have been described was as that person said, that they're being deprived of something. It does look that way. I still don't know that I feel I know how to make a mirror, but that was pretty cool to watch. I thought you might enjoy it as well. I mean, I guess it does show you how. We just don't know what this is. I assume that's sand. Isn't sand part of the mirror making process?
Pictures were discovered on the camera of two missing girls, who were later found dead under very strange circumstances. This is a crazy one, guys. Hi, I'm Meg. I talk about your crime, and let's get into this case. 21-year-old Chris and 22-year-old Lisanne grew up in Utrecht in the Netherlands. They worked in a cafe together, and they were saving up to go on a trip. They were like besties, they just moved in together, their lives were just getting started. This trip that they had planned was 6 weeks in Panama. They wanted to learn some Spanish, volunteer. It was also a way of celebrating graduating. They set off for the trip on the 15th of March of 2014. They spent the first 2 weeks of their trip doing their own thing, and then on the 28th of March, they went and stayed with a host family. In a place called, I'm going to put the name, I'm not going to try and pronounce it because I'll butcher it. Their plan there was to volunteer with kids, but those plans would never happen because of the hike they decided to take on the 1st of April. Chris and Lisanne left for this hike at 11 a.m. and they took the host family's dog with them. They were not planning on being on this hike for longer than just that day because they brought like one water bottle between them and not a lot of food. They also had a hike booked with like an actual...
Guys, just a PSA here. If you're ever going to go on a hike with someone, don't just bring one water bottle to share. Just don't. You don't know what could happen. It's not worth it. At least bring your own water bottle.
Guide the next morning, but that evening the dog made it back to the host family's house, but the girls were nowhere to be seen. No one was actually that concerned until the next day when they didn't show up for that booked hike. That's when the police were called and they started searching. On the 3rd of April there was a small search, nothing was found. Chris and Lisanne's families would end up actually flying into Panama to help with the searches. But it wouldn't be until June 14th, so months later, that they actually found something. A couple found Lisanne's backpack, but this same couple said that they walked through that area the day before, and the backpack definitely wasn't there. In the bag had both Lisanne and Chris's phones, alongside a digital camera, passports, some clothes. At this point, the girls had been missing for 10 weeks in a rainforest, yet the contents of the backpack were dry and not damaged. They weren't dirty either, like they were in good condition. And I'm sorry, the iPhones in 2014 would not have survived that water damage. When they looked on the phone records, they were able to see that the girls had tried to call the police 6 hours into their hike. They had actually attempted to call the police many times throughout the first few days that they went missing, but there was just no signal, so nothing was going through. So mind you, the girls went missing on the 1st of April. On the 5th of April, Lisanne's phone dies. But then on the 6th of April, someone was trying to get into Chris's phone. The password was entered multiple times, but whoever was trying, my earring just fell out. Whoever was trying failed to get onto the phone. Right. Did something happen to Chris? Was Lisanne trying to get into the phone? Or was it someone else? And then they went through the digital camera. This is when this case gets weird. So first we have the photos from the 1st of April when they originally left for the hike. These are the photos. Very normal, happy girls hiking together. It's interesting to note that at no point in these before photos, I guess we can call them, is a dog seen. On the 8th of April, mind you, 8 days after they went missing, 90 pictures were taken on the cameras between the hours of 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. They're seemingly like deep in the forest, it's clearly raining, and all you can see is just like darkness, rain, trees. Now, one thing I want to note is that I think immediately the first thought you have is they were clearly just trying to use a camera to light their way. But do note that if you're in complete darkness, that flash is just going to further blind you. And also, if they were missing at that point for 8 days, don't you think that they would like maybe move in the daylight and know not to move in the night because they wouldn't know where they were going? This photo here is very bizarre. It's almost like they're trying to show us something. Maybe they're not, but there's something about like the leaf and how it's placed. It's just very odd. And then there's this one of the back of, I believe, Lisanne's head. And some believe that where it's circled here, there's maybe blood, but that's not been proven. But this just proves that 8 days after they disappeared, there was 2 of them because someone will have taken that photo. But was it Chris or was it someone else? It's also interesting to note that the camera did have a recording feature. You'd think that they'd maybe leave a message for their family or something on it, but they didn't, which makes me think that maybe they weren't alone. Back to the search, they decided to search around where the backpack was found, and that's when they found something really disturbing. They found a pair of denim shorts folded up neatly on a rock and a boot. The boot had a foot in it. You heard me. It wasn't just a boot. It had a whole human foot still in it. The foot belonged to Lisanne, meaning that when she passed, she was wearing her hiking boots. And in her foot, her metatarsals were broken, which is like the bones on the top of the foot, I believe. Examiners believe this could have been caused by like a heavy rock falling onto the foot or a really bad fall. The timeline of when they found all the bones and the foot and everything is over the span of a few months. They found 33 more bones and actually also an entire skeleton belonging to another girl that had gone missing years ago. She had been missing 2 years. Some of the bones of the 33 belonged to Chris, some belonged to Lisanne, but the strangest part of it all, Chris's bones were bleached. Lisanne's were not. From where the bones were found, it would have taken the girls an entire day to walk there. Bleaching bones is a way of getting rid of like evidence on them. It can occur naturally if there's lime around, but there was no lime in this area. Forensics do believe that Lisanne's skin was tampered with at one point, but that's just a theory, not confirmed. They believed that parts of it could have been kept in like a container or something for a few days and then placed there. Once again, theory, not confirmed. I'm going to quickly go through the main theories of what happened to them. and I'd love to hear what you guys think. Theory number 1 is that there's a cannibalistic tribe that live in that rainforest and they got to the girls. This is very, very like speculated. Rarely, by the way, I found this in like the deep depths of Reddit, but there was a lot of people who believe that this tribe is real. That one has nothing to back it up. I just thought I would put it in there. Theory 2 and 1 I definitely do not believe is they died of natural causes. The trails were apparently really easy to follow up until one point where it kind of split off, and it would say like, don't go down this way, do go down this way, and maybe they went down the one they weren't meant to go down. And apparently once you're lost in that forest, like, you can get disoriented so quickly. Some believe maybe the dog ran away and they went to chase it, got lost. Maybe one of them got injured and that's why the other was trying to get into the other's phone. I just don't believe this because there's so much contradicting evidence. Why were the bones scattered? Animals, yeah, maybe, but where are the rest of the bones? There's like 200 and something bones in a human body and they've only got 33 for 2 girls. Also, why were Chris's bleached? I get really annoyed at that theory because I just don't think natural causes is like, it doesn't make sense to me. Third theory is that it had something to do with the Mexican cartel. They apparently do bleach bones with lime to get rid of evidence, so there you go. It's also apparently used to speed up decay time. And the police refused to release the autopsy results, so that's a bit suspicious. Maybe there's some corruption, but that's also just a theory. Nothing has substantial evidence. It's awful to think that the families are probably never gonna get that closure. Like, these girls were just starting their lives. I would love to hear your theories and what you think happened to Chris and Lisanne. Regardless of what happened, like, it's horrible. All of the different theories, like, are horrible. I can't imagine how scared they must have been. So yeah, be safe out there. If you go hiking, make sure you know where you're going. My love and condolences to the families of these 2 girls. Let me know what case you want to see next. And I'll see you on Sunday for the next true crime video. Bye.
Wow. I did not preemptively watch that whole thing. That is so sad. I really hope they get some answers. We're going to move on to something I found today that made me laugh. It's just a short little thing. If you're scared of cats, though, it's probably not going to be a happy one. Because it's about cats.
Yo, the neighbor's cat is a stalker, bro. You crazy.
That guy looked like he was having a spiritual experience. Cute. That's kind of all. I just thought it was cute. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed it. It's about a 25-minute one today. I've been trying to make them a little longer, but like I said, it's been a tough week to get anything done, let alone look for videos. So, I'm sorry, but I will be back tomorrow. Hopefully, I have more time to make a longer one. And I hope you have a fantastic night. And again, thank you for watching, and good night to my lovely grandmom. I love you.